Good morning. I'm Dolores Mishleau, author of Created to Nourish. I'm excited to be able to showcase some of my favorite recipes from my new cookbook. Each of these recipes is plant-based, high fiber, gluten-free, and free of most common allergens. I know we're going to have fun today cooking, and I know that you're going to enjoy this nutritious and delicious food. Your family may be surprised that nutritious food can really taste this great. So let's get started. We're going to have two quick meal starters. We're going to begin with the quick tofu steaks, and great for a variety of meals. We're going to move on to Luke's lentils, one of our family's favorite dishes. And moving on from Luke's lentils, we're going to continue rounding out your meal with a get you started kale salad. Nutrition and protein packed for you to just be energized and nourished throughout your day. How many of you like a great dessert to end off your meal? Well, my husband Kent certainly does, so we'll bake his favorite cookies to round out our meal and our cooking session today. Luke's lentils. Before we get started, let's just take a moment to read the scripture promise that goes with this recipe. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. The life of a mother is intense, busy, full of joyful moments, and sometimes moments of exhaustion. Your family is hungry. It's almost mealtime, and you have nothing to start with. This is a great recipe to start with, and that's also why I put this promise here, because we as moms and cooks also need to be encouraged that the Lord is our source of strength and can renew us and revitalize us and give us ideas of what to feed our family to nourish their bodies, which are God's temples. Well, let's get started. This is a recipe that's requiring very few ingredients. So we'll put some water in our kettle here, and we're going to get our lentils started first. I prefer using these green, sometimes referred to as brown lentils, in our water. We'll pop in the salt, and that will be ready to start cooking. And while that begins to boil, we will add our rice to our skillet, and we'll begin to saute these onions and rice together to enhance flavor and also speed up the cooking time. All right, we've got our pots here on the stove. We're going to be sauteing our onions and rice together here for a few minutes. I've chosen to use avocado oil today, but if you prefer using olive oil in your cooking, by all means, go ahead and use that. We're gonna let this cook up and soften these onions. Our lentils and water are over here and getting heated up, and they'll soon be boiling. While the onions are sizzling for Luke's lentils, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our quick tofu steaks. This recipe also is accompanied by a promise found in John chapter 8, verses 31 and 32. If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This is one of my favorite fast food options. Every cook needs a couple of fast recipes that can be there for you on those moments when everyone's hungry and you need something quick. Tofu is my go-to for this recipe. So unfortunately, this cannot be made soy-free. We'll start off with 1 pound of water-packed tofu that is well drained, and we're ready to slice it here. All right, I like to take the block of tofu, cut it in half again, and cut it in half again. This is a great moment to reinforce the information your kids may be learning about fractions. So half, and we'll end up with 8 thick enough slices that they shouldn't break with this firm water-packed tofu. Let's take our tofu slices now and dip them in Bragg's liquid aminos. I appreciate Bragg's liquid aminos being made from organic soybeans. I also appreciate that they are not fermented. We just want a quick dip here in the Bragg's because it is a very salty ingredient. We don't want to leave our tofu slices in there for too long. Today I'm choosing to just use nutritional yeast as my breading mix on these dipped tofu slices. If you want to make it more of a chicken-like substitute, you could certainly add some chicken-style seasoning. You could add beef-style seasoning if you are preferring a more beef-tasting dish. This is a job that I love doing with my children because kids love getting wet and messy, and so this is just the perfect way to involve them in the kitchen and have them enjoy something that they are going to eat and enjoy getting a little messy all at the same time. All right, this goes so quickly, and we're soon going to be popping these in the oven at 350 degrees. If you have an air fryer, you can use that as well. And both in the oven and the air fryer, you'll end up with a crispier, tougher texture, exterior texture that is great if you maybe want to chop these up and put them in your salad to add extra nutrition, turn your salad into a meal. If you're wanting a faster version, you can also put these on a griddle and give them about 5 minutes on each side. So you can see this is certainly one of those fast meals that you can prepare for your family. The onions and the rice here have been sauteing and preparing to enter into the lentil mix. I think they're looking about ready to go. We've got some nice golden color here on the rice kernels, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in with the lentils. Lentils are one of those great nutritious foods full of protein, fiber. They cook up quickly and they're so delicious. This is another great way to serve lentils to your family in a variety of ways. As I mentioned in my cookbook, we often eat these lentils, this dish of Luke's lentils as a protein entree with our meal. Sometimes our family eats it cold. Sometimes our family adds Elizabeth's pasta sauce on top. Just a great versatile dish to start off a meal. It's time to make our Get You Started salad. Our kale salad comes with this promise: I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Psalms 32:8. This is a personal promise that I've claimed many times and always found that God delivered. This is a hearty kind of salad, and it brings back memories of crisp September and October mornings when two of our children were headed off to community college for the day, and they needed a hearty breakfast. We'd begin by going out to the garden and picking some of this nutritious vegetable, kale, bring it in, rinse it off, add kidney beans, some olives, and a quick dressing for a hearty meal. All right, in this bowl we have our kale ribbed and chopped. You can chop it finely. It will help it to absorb the dressing better. We're going to go ahead and next add a can of kidney beans that have been drained. Kidney beans are so full of nutrition and fiber, just a great addition to so many dishes, including this Get You Started kale salad. Next, we'll add some chopped black olives. Olives, as you know, are full of healthy fats and other nutrients that our bodies just are so glad to receive. You just say, thank you, this is great. Now I'm nourished, now I can power you through the day. For the dressing for this salad, we're going to go ahead and mix some fresh lemon juice, some oil, avocado oil or olive oil, and some salt. So I'm just mixing it up here to combine these well. And we're going to go ahead and drizzle this on. And this salad is excellent if you need to prepare something ahead of time. Kale does not wilt, and so you can prepare this several hours in advance, and it will still retain its crisp texture and delicious flavor. You can add other variations as well, including some chopped slivered almonds. You can add onions. Just a very versatile salad that you can begin personalizing and customizing for your own family's dietary needs and preferences. It's been about 15 minutes, so let's see what our lentils look like. Oh, yum! This rice and lentils are absorbing up nearly all the fluid that we put on, and our lunch will be ready here shortly. So here we have it. Luke's lentils are cooked and steaming and ready to eat. Our Get You Started Kale Salad is just teeming with color and nutrition, and our quick tofu steaks are ready to go in a variety of applications that you may choose. All right, here's some great lunch options for you. Ready, set, eat, and we'll be back with dessert. It's time to make our dessert for today's meal. Kent's Carob Cake Cookies. Let's look at our promise found in Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. My husband Kent is a very talented man in many areas, but cooking is not his forte. In fact, he rarely comes in the kitchen except to sample what I'm cooking. But one day I came home and found that he had been baking cookies. He was desperate for something sweet and delicious, so he started out with coconut milk, coconut sugar, some carob chips, and voila, he had incredible cookies. I was amazed and very impressed. We fine-tuned a few ingredients and got them specified so you can accurately recreate his creation. But today we're going to share with you these cookies. Every cookie needs some sort of fat. So we'll start off with a whole can of coconut milk. I suggest that you use a coconut milk that has 14 grams of fat. So I'm going to go ahead and put this unprocessed coconut fat right here in our mixing bowl. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can do it by hand with the spoon, but I really do appreciate my mixer. We're going to go ahead and add some applesauce. I enjoy making our own homemade applesauce, so we'll include that in this recipe. And then next we're going to add our egg replacer. So in my little jar here, I have my egg replacer measured out. I'm going to add some hot water and shake these up. Growing up on the farm, we had our own chickens back when I was a kid, and I still remember going out to the chicken house, bringing in those eggs, needing to wash them, keep them refrigerated, all those kinds of things. I'm glad that today I can use an egg replacer powder and no longer participate in a rather foul industry that is cruel to some of God's creatures. So we've gone ahead and blended up our liquid ingredients, the coconut milk and the applesauce. I'd like to talk with you for a moment about the kinds of flours that we're going to be using in our carob cake cookies, as well as in the other baking recipes in this book. We start off with basic ingredient flours. So you won't be looking in your favorite supermarket for a brand of baking, gluten-free baking mix. Instead, you're going to look for some basic ingredients like almond flour, just finely ground almonds. The other ingredient that I like to use in my gluten-free baking is sorghum flour. Sorghum is a grain that grows here in Nebraska. It is a grain that is about twice the size of a millet grain, and it can be finely ground, and when you look at it, it looks very much like whole wheat flour. Very nutritious for us. And third, we need a starch to go into our gluten-free baking, and I've chosen to use cornstarch here. Feel free to interchange cornstarch, tapioca starch, or arrowroot powder in your gluten-free baking. And we also have xanthan gum here to help pull all of the ingredients together. Let's go ahead and put in all of our flour into our liquid ingredients. Got our cornstarch, our sorghum flour, our ground almond flour, the xanthan gum. Go ahead and add some salt. Just a wee bit enhances the sweetness of our recipe. And I also have some powdered vanilla here. It's a great way to get a great taste without any alcohol. We're gonna go ahead and add our coconut sugar. I love cooking with coconut sugar. It is a natural product and is great for people concerned about sugar spiking in their blood. We also have carob powder here. Carob powder is a sweet, natural ingredient that does not contain any caffeine and gives these cookies the great dark color they are and also a wonderful taste. Here we have some carob chips. Go ahead and add those in as well. I'm going to save a few of these carob chips back to put on our cookies as a garnish. Go ahead and mix this up.
Go.
All right, here we see the dough is almost ready to go ahead and put on the cookie sheet. I'm going to go ahead and pull out this beater so you can see the consistency of the dough. Depending on your coconut milk, whether it's room temperature or if it's been chilled, will depend on how much flour you need. I'm just going to go ahead and touch this, and you can see that it is not sticky to my finger. So if your dough does not look like this, then go ahead and add some more flour. Now that we have our dough the right consistency, we're going to go ahead and add our non-aluminum baking powder and give it a quick mix here for a few seconds. All right, let's go ahead and make our cookies. I'll just drop a nice amount of dough on here. I prefer using silicone mats. My mats, as you can tell, are well used and well loved. They've cooked many meals, and I appreciate that I don't have to add additional shortening to my food to keep it from sticking, and it cleans up quickly and easily as well. Now that we've got our cookies dropped on the cookie sheet here, we're going to just go ahead and very gently with this fork press them down and help the baking to go a little more evenly and a little more quickly. I'm going to add some carob chips here for garnish. You could certainly garnish with a half of an almond or half a pecan piece, just to add a little visual interest to your cookies. It's preheated at 350 degrees. It says to bake it for approximately 12 minutes. So at the 12-minute mark, we're going to go ahead and check the cookies to see if they'll be ready. I want to show you what the cookies look like after being in the oven for 12 minutes. So I'm going to flip it over and you can have a look at the bottom. Because of the carob, we're not going to be able to see a golden brown color, but we are seeing a nice brown beginning here on the bottom of the cookie. We're going to go ahead and pop this back in the oven for 2 additional minutes. It's time for dessert. Here are our Kent's Carob Cake cookies, and I'm just going to pick this one up and show you the bottom of the cookie. It's well baked, and here's what it looks like inside. It's been a joy cooking with you today and sharing some of my family's favorite recipes. I hope that you will be able to experience the delicious, nutritious experience of these dishes. If you have questions or would like to see more of my recipes, I invite you to check out my website, createdtanourish.com. All one word, createdtanourish.com, or click in the link below to check out more recipes, more photos, as well as to read my blog entries. May God bless.